Good morning, Year 7 literacy class. Today we are going to be starting our literacy lessons, and what you're looking at is the first slide in our instructions. Let's go. Okay, the very first instruction is that you need to open Google Classroom under the Classwork tab, and you are looking for this. This is our online learning week 2. And there are 2 documents listed here. One is the answer sheet, week 2 literacy, and one is the booklet. The booklet is a PDF. You will not be able to type into this document. The answer sheet is a Google Doc, so that is not a problem. Here we have the booklet. Okay, like I said, it's a PDF. You will not be able to type into this. So you will need to either have it open in a tab or print it out, whichever works better for you. You will also need to have this copy of your literacy answer sheet. This is a Google Doc, and you're going to submit this to me through Google Classroom so that I can correct your work at the end of the lesson. Okay, let's get into it. Now, I understand that it may be a little difficult to have a discussion about NAPLAN and what its purpose is. However, I would like to see what you all think. So I have created a link, okay, which is here, and I also sent you an invite to comment below on the different areas. Okay, so it's what is NAPLAN's purpose? Why do students need to do it? Why is it important to do your best? What students need to do to be successful? And what do you remember from your grade 5 NAPLAN? So if you click on the link here, I would like you to add to that shared document, okay, and just type into there and add your comments. That would be fantastic. Okay, so here we go. I want you to remember these tips for reading. These are the question-answer relationships. Okay, so the QARS is a way of helping you to understand different types of questions that you are asked about a piece of text. There are 4 levels of questions. There are the right there questions. Then there are the think and search questions. Then there are the author and you questions. And then there are on your own questions. Now, if you have to refresh your memory of what each one of those means, the definition is listed below there. Okay, so our first topic is looking at NAPLAN preparation, and we're going to be looking at reading. Yes, I know NAPLAN's been cancelled this year. However, knowing how to read a text correctly for testing is still a very good idea to know how to do. So we are still going to be doing this course. The learning intention is to understand what to do in the NAPLAN reading test, or for that matter, any reading test. So here is our text. It's called Hunting Under the Ice. Now, what I would like you to do is I want you to look at the text. I want you to read the title and discuss what you think the text will be about. Okay, so this is one of our very first things that we do. We use the clues on the page to help us understand what we're going to be reading about. Okay, so this is titled Hunting Under the Ice. So you have to assume that there's hunting involved, there's ice involved, and the hunting is happening under the ice. It's pretty simple. So the next thing that I need you to do is I need you to tell me how many paragraphs are there. So you need to number the paragraphs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, as a class, we're going to read through. Now, this is going to be a bit tricky because we're not all in the same room. Okay, but we're going to give it a go. So I'm going to read through, okay, the text for you. And then obviously you can reread it yourself. Here we go. Now, the Inuit people live in the icy lands of Arctic Canada. Their diet consists mostly of seal meat. The brave Inuit hunters of Kagisujuit, now I'm very sorry if I butchered that pronunciation, near Hudson Bay and Wakem Bay, risk their lives to provide some variety to their diet. They climb below the sea ice at low tide and hunt for mussels. The mussel hunters can only climb below the sea ice during extreme low tides when the water drops by up to 12 meters. This opens cracks in the ice that expose the vast seabed. For an hour, hunters can climb through the cracks to gather the prized molluscules before the sea rushes back in to fill the space. As the mussel hunters race to collect their harvest, the ice, which is no longer supported by the ocean, groans and moves. Each movement could shift the ice and close off their escape route. Lookouts keep watch and shout warnings of returning tides. If their calls are too loud, they risk vibrations that can cause the ice to cave in on the hunters. This local tradition has continued for generations. Some mussel hunters warn that it is becoming harder to find safe places to venture below the ice, which frees later and melts earlier than it ever used to. So there we go. This is the text. Now you need to think about, what is the text about? Clarify any new words, which is going to be a little bit difficult because we're not in the same room. Discuss the purpose of the text. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to move on to the questions. Now, because we're not in the room together and it's a bit hard to clarify as a group what some things mean, I'm going to suggest to you that you use, say, an online dictionary, okay? And maybe that might be able to help you to define what some of these words mean, okay? Let's move to the next slide. In your answer sheet, okay, this is where you need to open up that second document that I was talking about before. You're going to record your answers. So you'll notice that in the answer sheet there is the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4, and literally 1, 2, 3, 4. And you just shade in the color of the number that you think it is. So here it says the title is used to show the activity is 1, violent, 2, unusual, 3, unplanned, 4, dangerous. Number 2, to the Inuit people, mussels are 1, a rare treat, 2, a tasty fish, 3, a common food, 4, an essential food. Question 3. Extreme low tides are essential for mussel hunting because they 1, wash away the ice, 2, wash up the mussels, 3, create space under the ice, 4, break mussels off the seabed. Question 4. Mussel hunters must work quickly to ensure they 1, protect the seabed, 2, collect enough mussels, 3, can get out before the tide rises. 4, can get down to collect mussels. Question 5. What is said to groan? 1, ice. 2, ocean. 3, hunter. 4, lookouts. Question 6. For the Inuit people to be able to hunt for mussels, which of the following is essential? The ice must freeze. 1, above the high tide level. 2, below the high tide level. 3, above the low tide level. 4, below the low tide level. Question 7. Select and explain one safety issue that is likely if the ice freezes later and melts earlier. Question 8. What am I talking about? The final paragraph is related to problems caused by 1, pollution. 2, overfishing. 3, loss of habitat. 4, climate change. The last question is a reflection. You need to write 3 things that you need to make sure you do in the NAPLAN test to be able to achieve your best possible results. Okay. Please make sure that you submit your answer sheet so I can correct it. And thank you for your participation, and we will talk to you next week.